Hi, welcome to our quick interview about the AAP. Allow me to present Oliver Branch, Director and U.S. Immigration Lawyer at Moody's Private Client Law LLP, Liz Urban, AILA's Director of Membership, and Sarah Chavez, Case Coordinator and Senior Paralegal at Moody's Private Client Law LLP. Now, let's delve into the essence of AILA's AAP, its objectives, and the benefits it offers to paralegals. Firstly, what is AILA and what is AAP?
So AILA stands for the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and we're a nonpartisan, nonprofit, voluntary bar association. We have about 16,000 attorney members. We were founded approximately 75 years ago, and we offer a lot of different benefits and resources, legal education, professional services, conferences and events for our members. And in terms of AAP, a few years ago, we heard from our members that they wanted some dedicated resources and support for their paralegals. So our staff worked with our volunteers and developed the AILA Affiliated Paralegals program, which we call AAP for short. And any paralegal who works for an AILA member is eligible to sign up for the program.
Thanks, Liz. Can you tell us a little bit more about AAP and the benefits that it offers to immigration paralegals?
So AAP, we just launched it in June of this year, so it's a brand new program, but the initial response so far has been fantastic. We have as of today, over 820 paralegals in the program, and our community is finding so much value in it. It's really great to see. Some of the main benefits that we have, obviously all focused on paralegals, but we have a private AAP listserv and message center. So only for our AAPs, no member attorneys allowed. AAPs are asking a ton of different questions. They're getting immediate responses. They basically have this whole community now that they can lean on. So that's been a really popular benefit. We also have quarterly roundtables, again, specific for AAPs. We have one coming up about de-escalation and office safety. We're working on other ones that are related to kind of the paralegals' day-to-day life and work. We have free access to modules from the Paralegals online course. We have a technology guide. We have a resource guide. There's a whole hub actually that's only available to our AAPs where they can get all of this information. And it's always going to be evolving. That's the great thing about the program is it's going to keep growing. We're going to be adding more resources in.
And how much does this program cost?
So the introductory rate for AAP is $79 a year. And someone who's good at math that was not me said that's about $7 a month. So we feel like it's a really great value for money for our AAP community.
Oliver, thanks for joining us today. Can you talk a little bit more about the role that paralegals play at your immigration firm and why they are so crucial to your firm's success?
I will absolutely. First, I'm so happy about this group. Really, really supportive. But I think most immigration lawyers are. Law clerks and paralegals are really just vital to making sure we survive on a daily basis. But I started out as an immigration paralegal. When I was in law school, I was an immigration paralegal every day. I was in a high volume in-house scenario. Then I moved to a larger firm, which was a high volume business immigration. And I did some family based, but the role of a law clerk or a paralegal is like a snowflake. It really varies depending on the situation. Within the business world, you have high volume, you have investor visas, you have kind of a lower volume, smaller client. In the family-based side, removal, asylum, there's these very different firms and very different size practices. And paralegals and law clerks have to figure out how to navigate in all of those different types of practices. But there's really a few things I think that are integral and are consistent among all those positions. And one is that you serve as the first line on top, the first face of the client, the one who's there to listen to their counselor, there to hear what's going on in their day. They're in these really traumatic times of their life and big change, and you're there to hear that. You're also there to sometimes translate from lawyer gibberish to real human being so that they understand what's going on. Super helpful. Lawyers couldn't exist without that. Then I think one of the bigger things is keep lawyers organized. I don't have to tell you, you know what lawyers could be like. When I was a paralegal, I had a lawyer that filled all the forms out with blue highlighter. So I would have to go back and fix that later. So hopefully you don't have that scenario. But Lawyers, we can be challenging. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of the challenge that we can be. I think paralegals and law clerks kind of serving that role to help keep us organized, help us keep focused on what the goal for that case is, keep it moving along the tracks. Lawyers tend to get bogged down. So to me, law clerks and paralegals are truly integral to the success of the law practice. A lawyer alone just gets themselves into a mess of stacks of paper. But they're also someone that helps that paralegal. Sometimes the lawyers aren't so great at letting clients know that they have empathy and compassion for the situation they're in. And I think that's a real role that law clerks and paralegals step into boldly and do so well.
Great. Thanks, Oliver. Can you also tell me a little bit about the impact that you've seen AAP make so far this year?
I've seen some excitement in our team. I've seen excitement. So I serve on the executive committee for the Canada chapter for AILA, but I also work with new members division. And what I've seen is that everyone needs to feel like their role matters. And especially when they all really do matter. They need to see that, they need to feel that. And to me, what AAP is doing is saying, yes, you work for a lawyer, and lawyers have certain things that they can do, and there's certain things you can't do, but your role is just as integral. And the training and the community and the networking and the resources, you need to have them to do your job well, to be the legal professional, the career that is. So I think AAP is really making an impact, and it's not a tag along, it's not an extra add-on to the lawyers membership. It's theirs, it's your own, it's your ability to kind of own your professional career and your development.
Great. Thanks, Oliver. Sarah, can you talk a little bit about your experience with AAP and how it's helped you as a paralegal?
Yes, most definitely. So I'm springing off what Oliver just said, and it's very impressive, and it's definitely gratifying for this new platform to have launched and to give us that professional space as a paralegal so that we can have those resources, that listserv that you say that our attorneys aren't going to be in.
How nice is that, right?
Exactly, because it's like if you have a question, you have all confidence to ask your colleagues, and you're feeling safe that others are going through the same thing and getting those answers that sometimes we don't have, and trying not to push those to one side. So we have that community and that network that backs us up. And for me, that's been of utmost benefit, because that message center, that listserv, that training and education that we have, that safe place that we have, career development, the practical tools that offers, and the well-being center as well. Honestly, that has been key, because in this job and in this
Stressful.
it's so stressful. Oh my God.
Days, right?
It's like a juggle, and it's like we identify with other paralegals that are going through the same thing, and it's like, what do I do in this case? How do I take care of all this? And if I have a question, who can I lean on? Because sometimes our attorneys are so busy that we can't turn to them for every single little thing, right? So instead of batching them and putting them to one side, we now have a community to go to and ask those questions and advance and keep growing in this profession.
And this question is also for Sarah, if you were speaking to a paralegal who was not currently part of AAP, and you had to pick one reason that you think is the strongest for why they should join AAP, what would you say?
To be honest with you, it's only $79. It's so cheap. And the resources and the amount of benefits that are gonna serve you as a paralegal are worth way more than $79. So do it, don't delay, get signed up, get your membership, and get on and start learning and grow more in the profession.
It really is. I mean, as a partner in a firm, 89, I mean, that's super
79.
Oh, 79. That's super reasonable to know you're getting the resources that you need to ask the questions you want to ask, and especially the well-being. I think we've learned so much in the last few years about how important well-being is. It's nice for you to kind of have that place to get the resources. We're doing that on the attorney side, making sure that we have the right resources, because we know, right?
We need it. We need it.
Stressful job sometimes.
And Oliver, I'll throw it back to you as well. If you were interacting with an attorney, an AILA member, maybe was hesitant to sign up their paralegal as an AAP, what would you say?
I think if we're serious about treating our paralegals like the professionals they are, if we're serious about them having a career path, if we're serious about equity in that and having a professional development plan that gives, but the sky's the limit for our paralegals. We just need to give them the resources. The cream will rise to the top after that. Give them the resources. Let them find the answers to their questions, right? And how great is it? Like if you're researching something, attorneys are busy. Would it be great for you to kind of do a little bit of research on your own to have those resources so you come with a better informed question, right? I think that's helpful to the whole practice.
Of course.
So I think if my advice to other lawyers would be if you're truly sincerely care about the professional development of your firm, your practice, and your paralegals, this is an easy solution.
Great, thanks. And Liz, what's next for this program?
Already we have more roundtables specific for AAPs lined up on our schedule. We have one coming up in September, which is about de-escalation and office safety. And our education team is working on more down the road. And the paralegals are also able to go into any of our other roundtables or education that we have. So they have their specific education, but then they can also take advantage of some of our other courses and roundtables that we have. And we're working with our practice management team and our education team to keep developing education and resources. And we're using things like the listserv to see what our AAPs are talking about, so we can take that and then see if we can develop something that would really speak to that. We're also asking our paralegals in the coming months what they would like to see. So we're going to be asking the community to give us feedback, because we want this to be around for years to come. And we want to make sure there's always value there. So stay tuned, come on the journey with us, and you'll see the value that it brings.
How can AILA members or paralegals of AILA members learn more about AAP?
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about the program, our website is the best place to do that. You can visit aila.org/AAP sign up. There you'll see all of the benefits, the pricing obviously is there. And we've also added what we're calling an employer justification template. So basically it's kind of a pre-form letter. You can download it and customize it, but it gives you a starting point that you can provide to your AILA member attorney to say, hey, here's why I'd like to sign up for AAP, and here are some of the key benefits I'll get. You can also email membership@aila.org, whether you're an AAP already and you have questions, or if you're interested in the program. Feel free to drop us a line. Our member services team's happy to help.
And if for the three of you, if you each had to sum up AAP in one phrase, word, or sentence, what would you say? We'll go ahead and start with you, Sarah.
I would say growth.
And how about you, Oliver?
A phrase, I'm not going with just one word. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
And how about you, Liz?
I would say community.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to welcome more AAPs to our community soon.